What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, June 1st, 2024, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 15:09 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Europe and the Middle East. So, what you're looking at here is some video footage that was released by Russian media claiming to show American missiles targeting a Russian city. And apparently, Ukraine used these American missiles or artillery shells to hit the city of Belgorod last night. We know that the Biden administration confirmed 2 days ago that they will allow Ukraine to use American weapons on a limited basis inside of Russian territory. So this is huge news, guys, and this could cause a massive escalation and a direct war with Europe. We know that Russia has already put their tactical nuclear missiles on full combat alert in southern Russia and also in Belarus. We had some very strong words and a chilling warning from Dmitry Medvedev, the former president of Russia. I'm going to share that with you. We also have some more reconnaissance over Poland, and we have U.S. nuclear forces on high alert again today. We had some nuclear attack options broadcast to nuclear bombers this afternoon. I have some recordings I'll share with you of that. And we also have the Russian nuclear war frequencies transmitting some unusual signals again today. They did it yesterday, and now they're doing it again today. So it looks like we're on the verge of war with Russia, potentially Russia using tactical nuclear weapons either on Ukraine or on Europe. But let me just play this video for you guys. Again, this is coming from TASS, which is Russian media, claiming to show American missiles targeting a Russian city. So that was an air defense missile, it looks like, a Russian air defense missile that was launched to intercept some type of an American missile or artillery shell that was coming into Belgorod, which is a Russian city. There's another air defense missile going up. So this is historic, guys. And again, this is Russian media claiming that American weapons were used against Russian territory last night. Here we have some footage coming out of Belgorod today showing some more American missiles impacting in Russia in Belgorod. Okay, this is coming from an eyewitness, it looks like. No details were provided with this video, but we do know that intelligence officials in the U.S. said that in the coming days, Ukraine would already start using American weapons on targets inside of Russia. And here we have a picture of a cluster munition fragment that was supposedly found by the Russian military in Belgorod. This is from an ATACMS cluster munition. So this could provoke a nuclear war, guys, okay? And The Russians have opened up a new section of the front line in the Zaporizhia region. This update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply has brought back their 25% discount on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the discount, you got to use the link preparewithnyprepper.com. And the link is in the description below this video. But this 3-month emergency food supply has a 25-year shelf life. It includes over 2,000 calories per day, breakfasts, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks, all contained within 6 rugged water-resistant buckets, and free shipping is included. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $200 off or 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 3-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. Free shipping is included. They also have a general store where they sell all kinds of prepping and survival products, and they're always running various discounts. And to get to their general store, you just got to click on the My Patriot Supply logo when you get to preparewithnyprepper.com at the top of the page, and you'll see their general store where they sell all kinds of prepping and survival products, and they're always running discounts here. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 3-month emergency food supply, and the link is in the description below this video. Want to just play for you some of these nuclear attack options that were being broadcasted to tactical units this afternoon. There were several back-to-back. So that's definitely a sign that our nuclear forces are on high alert. So a tactical unit is usually a bomber. So let me just play this for you.
Lima, Charlie, Hotel, Delta, go. I say again. 4, correction, 4, Velo.
So the way you can tell that this is for a bomber is when he's reading the message, he says 4 Brexit or 4 Prexy and 4 Pumelo. So Pumelo and Prexy are the call signs of the tactical units that are in the air, and he's addressing them with this nuclear attack option, okay?
I say again. 4, correction, 4, Velo. 4, Prexy, 4, Velo. X-ray, Sierra.
And then he starts reading the message, which is a coded message. We don't know what it means. It's just an alphanumeric message, which means absolutely 0 to us. But to somebody on a B-52 or B-2 or B-1, this would mean something. It would potentially mean to aim your missiles at Moscow or aim your missiles at Tehran, okay? So here's another tactical unit directed nuclear attack option.
Victor, I say again. 4 Prexy, 4 Velo.
So this one's 4 Prexy, 4 Velo.
4 Prexy, 4 Velo. 4 Prexy, 4 Velo. X-ray, Sierra, Whiskey, Tango, 3.
So then he starts reading the message, and then here's the third message this afternoon going out to our bombers.
I say again. 4 a point, 4 a point.
4 a point, 4 a point. That's another bomber.
X-ray, Sierra, Alpha, Delta, Charlie.
So then another message. And then here we have this strange signal that was broadcasted on the Russian buzzer yesterday on and off. This was last night during the live stream. Let me play this for you. So normally the Russian buzzer has like this buzzing sound, every second or so, which indicates that the frequency is open for use. But when that buzzer sound is not sounding, that means that somebody's using the frequency. And in this case, this strange noise, which sounds like some kind of encrypted data going over the wire. Going over the air, not the wire. Sorry. So, Russian nuclear forces are transmitting encrypted messages on their nuclear war frequencies at the same time as U.S. nuclear attack options are going out to nuclear bombers, guys. This is very serious. And again, this afternoon, we have this strange signal on the Russian buzzer frequency. So normally on the Russian buzzer, you would hear that buzz every second or so, but instead you hear that weird noise. We currently have a U.S. nuclear war command and control plane up in the air off the coast of Northern California. It's a Boeing E-6B Mercury. These planes are responsible for communicating with our submerged nuclear armed submarines. And we have a U.S. Air Force reconnaissance drone patrolling the Black Sea this afternoon, which is an indication that Ukraine may launch some strikes tonight on Crimea. And here we have a Russian Air Force heavy cargo plane taking off from Kaliningrad. So this is very concerning. It means that Russia is moving equipment into Kaliningrad. Okay. And here we have an Italian AWACS plane that was patrolling the Baltics and Poland last night and this morning. It was up in the air for like 8 hours, and you can see it was flying along Poland's border with Belarus, and then it was flying in Latvia and also partially in the Baltic Sea and the Gulf of Riga. Okay, so this is very, very serious, guys. Lots of reconnaissance going on here. We also have this U.S. Navy Sikorsky Nighthawk out in the Baltic Sea, not too far from Kaliningrad. And then we had a Spanish Air Force plane fly into southeastern Poland late last night, most likely dropping off supplies for Ukraine. We had 6 C-17s fly over the Atlantic to Europe late last night. This is very concerning, moving equipment into Europe, ammunition, weapons, etc., either for Ukraine or possibly for the Baltics and Poland to prepare for this showdown with Russia. And want to just read to you what Dmitry Medvedev said yesterday on Telegram. He gave a chilling warning on Telegram saying that NATO was miscalculating about Russia using tactical nuclear weapons, just like how they miscalculated with Russia invading Ukraine. So basically, he's saying that the West and NATO thought that Russia would never actually invade Ukraine, and they did. And he's saying that now the West and NATO are making the same mistake in thinking that Russia would not use tactical nuclear weapons. And this is very, very serious, guys. The West is bringing the Ukraine conflict to a stage in which it could escalate uncontrollably with potentially global repercussions, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has warned. His comments came amid reports that many Western countries have given Ukraine permission to use their weaponry to strike deep into Russia. In a post on Telegram on Friday, Medvedev, who serves as the deputy chief of Russia's Security Council, stated that Western countries which are said to have signed off on long-range strikes must understand that their military equipment and personnel either operating in Ukraine or carrying out attacks on Russia from other countries will be destroyed. He stressed that Russia considers all long-range systems used by Ukraine to be directly controlled by NATO personnel. This is not some kind of military assistance. This is taking part in a war against us, Medvedev said. NATO wants Western involvement in the conflict to be seen as the independent initiative of certain countries, hoping to avoid the need to invoke the collective defense clause. The former president dismissed this narrative as a dangerous and harmful delusion. According to him, actions such as sending troops to Ukraine or guiding long-range weapons are a serious escalation of the conflict. While the US-led military bloc wants to believe that Russia would never use tactical nuclear weapons against Ukraine or NATO, life could be much worse than their frivolous reasoning allows, Medvedev warned. He went on to say that the West risks miscalculating the chances of nuclear weapons being used, just as it failed to anticipate the start of Russia's Ukraine operation. This is not intimidation or nuclear bluff. The current military conflict with the West is developing according to the worst possible scenario. The power of the deployed NATO-made weapons is constantly escalating. That is why today no one can exclude the transition of the conflict to its final stage. Wow, that is what Dmitry Medvedev said, saying it's not intimidation or nuclear bluff, saying that this is going to transition to its final stage. This is very, very serious, guys, okay? And Polish paratroopers from the 25th Air Cavalry Brigade of the Polish Army have arrived at the border of Belarus on Wednesday. That is a serious sign. If Poland is moving paratroopers to the border of Belarus, this was confirmed by the Polish Ministry of Defense, and the Polish military said that in May alone, 25 Polish soldiers were injured, and one of the guards was stabbed in a direct clash with illegal migrants on the border with Belarus. So Belarus is continuing to send migrants to the border of Poland, and they're throwing objects at the Polish military and the Polish border guards that are patrolling the border. And the Washington Post claims that Russia is preparing to open a new front in the Sumy region. Ukrainian intelligence say they have detected a large amount of radio and satellite communication from a large Russian army group on the border with Sumy. Okay, so this is huge news. Looks like Russia is going to make a massive push into Sumy, and I think if they go into Sumy, which is very lightly defended, I think they're going to try to go all the way south to Poltava. I think that's going to be their goal, which would sort of like cut the northern part of Ukraine in half and isolate Kharkiv from the rest of Ukraine. And Ukraine's largest hydroelectric power plant is now in critical condition after another Russian missile attack last night. The head of the Zaporizhia Regional Administration, Ivan Fedorov, has announced the critical condition of the Dnipro hydroelectric power plant. According to Fedorov, automobile traffic along the dam of the hydroelectric power plant has closed. There is no discussion of electricity generation. The Russian military continued to attack the Dnipro hydroelectric power plant after its operation was halted due to a missile strike on March 22nd. At that time, the attack hit the engine room and electrical equipment was damaged. So here we have a video showing this missile strike on the Dnipro hydroelectric power plant last night. Okay, so Russia trying to take out Ukraine's electrical infrastructure. They hit a number of power plants last night in western Ukraine. They even targeted the Carpathian Mountains, which is very unusual. And we have reports of a major sabotage incident in Canada in the province of Ontario. Apparently, this is affecting users of Cogco in Hamilton and the Niagara region. The Cogco Ontario launched an investigation into the outages and discovered that 3 major wires in Hamilton had been vandalized. A total of 183 fiber optic cables had been cut. Cogco believes someone had climbed up a tree in order to cut them. There isn't an exact time as to when services will be restored. Due to the impact on 911 services, it's recommended people keep a cell phone for emergencies. So what you're looking at here is a picture of these fiber optic lines that were cut by somebody in Ontario. As many as 183 fiber optic cables were cut in Ontario. This is definitely a sabotage incident. And who would do that? Most likely foreign sleeper cells, potentially Russian, Chinese, Iranian. And North Korea sent around 90 balloons carrying trash into South Korea on Saturday, South Korea's military says. And the Defense Secretary of the U.S., Lloyd Austin, said in Singapore that it would be unlikely for the U.S. to provide South Korea with nuclear-powered submarines. Absolutely stupid. This is how stupid our administration is here in the U.S., openly saying that they're not going to provide South Korea with nuclear-powered submarines. What the Defense Secretary should say is, we will possibly provide South Korea with nuclear powered submarines. That would scare North Korea. Okay, but this is showing weakness. And when you show weakness to a bully, the bully is going to continue to bully you. Okay, the only time a bully stops is when you fight back and you show the bully that you can fight. Okay, not when you run away. That's like throwing red meat to a lion. And Russia is planning to build a logistical support center on Sudan's Red Sea coast, which it likely intends to use to advance its efforts to secure a Red Sea naval base. Wow. So, guys, this is very serious. This is coming right out of the Bible. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and 39, talks about the Gog Magog invasion of Israel, which is an alliance of Middle Eastern Muslim countries and Russia, and they team up together to attack Israel. And Sudan is one of the countries named in the Bible, along with Libya and also Iran and some of the countries around Iran. So Russia is going to be building a naval base in Sudan on the Red Sea. This is biblical, guys. This is going to give Russia access to Israel. They already have a base in Syria, and there's actually Russian troops right on the border of Israel with Syria, okay? So this is biblical, guys. Get right with God. The U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin signed orders last week extending the deployment of the Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group. So they're going to continue to deploy the Eisenhower Strike Group in the Red Sea to protect the ships from the Houthis. And the U.S. Congress invited the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, to meet with them. And Netanyahu's office has accepted. So that's very interesting. And this is coming just a day after Biden announced that Israel proposed a 3-stage peace plan. So very interesting. And Hezbollah shot down a second Israeli reconnaissance drone in 2024. And we have some kind of an incident in the Red Sea today. There was apparently a missile attack in the southern Red Sea off the coast of Yemen. And we have this video coming out of Taiwan showing the Taiwan Coast Guard chasing off a Chinese military amphibious landing ship in territorial waters of Taiwan. Okay, so this is very, very serious, and China will never cease enhancing combat readiness, never relent in our fight against Taiwan independence, separatists, and never tolerate external interference. The Chinese military will take resolute actions to fulfill our mission of safeguarding national sovereignty, the Chinese PLA Lieutenant General Jing Jianfeng said at a press conference today. Okay, so China doubling down on their claim of Taiwan. And a former spy of the Chinese Communist Party revealed that China has as many as 1,200 spies currently working in Australia. So that's the latest breaking news that I have. I will be back later on tonight or tomorrow with more breaking news. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell icon down below so you get notified when I post these updates. Also, follow me on Telegram and Twitter. I post all my updates over there. So if you follow me over there, you'll never miss an update. And my Telegram and Twitter are in the description below this video. So until later on, have a good afternoon. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere. Culinary out.